Hey guys, welcome back. BTCKR here. We're back with another video in update 3.2. This is the second one coming out, going through the new characters. This video we're going to be focusing on Batman, Ninja, Catwoman, who is currently available in the Metal Packs and in the Phantom Zone. So although not maybe at a high elite level, you will start to see her pretty soon.
Right. So she's got base stats 2900 attack, 2700 health, which is sort of in between the two new guys. So not the top attack and not the top health.
Yeah.
But clearly really good.
Yeah, and her passive is Cat Rage. So you can see there's a lot of stuff here to go through. So she gains Rage, which is 5% power drain, and starts at 175%, ends up at 300% damage on basic attacks for 6 to 21 seconds after she KOs an opponent. Tags in, uses special 2, or teammate is KO'd.
So that's a lot of different things, right? So
yeah.
KO somebody else, somebody on your team gets KO'd, tagging in, or using special 2. That's pretty spectacular. 21 seconds is a long time.
Yeah, and the timer stacks on that. So if you do multiple actions one after another, so if you tag in, use your special 2, and you knock somebody out on your special 2, you've got Cat Rage for what ideally is the rest of the fight.
Yeah.
And I mean,
now, can you imagine if they'd stacked the ability instead of stacking time? So you'd had, like, you know how bleed stacks?
Yeah.
If for 20-something seconds, she actually had 600% damage.
That would be insane. Well, I mean, literally tag in special 2 and KO somebody with that special 2, Tantu Totem and Master's Death Cart, and then you could probably like slide through a person's entire health pool with like 1 or 2 like basic attack combos, because you'd be doing 900% damage.
But look at this. I mean, what she's doing, right? I think I can't remember. Was it Overpowered Pill? Because I think that's probably the best loadout for her. Mm-hmm. Give her Astro Harness so that when she tags in, she's got the 21 seconds of her Cat Rage.
And she is pretty stylish too, just as like a character design. I think
all the
what's
effects
funny
and
is
stuff on the card, it doesn't look that great. As in the game, though, she looks really, really good.
Yeah. And sorry, we only went through Rage because Rage is really her sort of, I think, most standout ability. I think that's probably the moneymaker.
Well, that's what makes her so valuable. Like, the second part of her passive before you evolve it is that she can avoid a KO for each Batman Ninja teammate that's still not knocked out.
Yeah, once per teammate. So they like swap in and save her, basically.
So each of them will end up acting like Arkham Knight Batgirl.
Yeah, we can maybe... Oh, no. I was going to say we can maybe see that here, but...
I mean, we've geared her too effectively.
Yeah.
I mean, she's mowing through the ninth board.
Yeah, and I mentioned this in the last video, but she actually has an ability which I have mentioned as something that I would want to see in the game specifically. So this is more credence to the theory that Warner Brothers is watching us, but it's still likely untrue. I'm not.
It was one of those things that's a lot of people have thought about and talked about. I think it's a good idea.
I'm not going to claim credit for the intellectual property on this, but I do expect royalties, Warner Brothers. We can work that out. But her evolved ability starts out at 25% chance, goes up to 50% chance to steal opponent's gear per dark power bar used, and dark power bleed damage over times cannot be rinsed. So this is really interesting because it cannot be rinsed ability we've seen before, but so when you use a dark power bar, you have a chance of stealing the opponent's gear, and they also can't rinse their bleed, which is really, really interesting. And the stealing gear specifically, like I said, is something that I've actually been I have thought would be a good idea to implement for a while, and unfortunately we're not going to be able to check that out in online as of yet. But oh, there we go. Took a second.
Yeah. All right, is it just me, or does her character model look a little bit like Wolverine? When you look at her claws, I know Wolverine's claws are based on the Japanese weapon too, right? But she's got 3 of them. They do look like Wolverine's claws, and the way her mask is, you know how Wolverine has those, like, these don't look so much like cat ears as they look like the
sideburns almost.
Yeah, her hair looks like sideburns. She's got those things at the top. Yeah, I mean, if you saw her in silhouette, she could be, Wolverine's daughter. Or something.
I
don't know.
I think comics in general have a pretty tenuous kind of understanding of how genes work in lineage happens just for the way that they tend to think that the aesthetic design is also the same. But yeah, no, I see what you mean.
Yeah, because the ears come out from the side of her head, not like ears so much as just like an extension of the profile.
And it looks like she's got like a tail too that looks like a whip tied around her.
Mm-hmm.
Like her character design is really kind of weird and interesting, but I'm a big fan of whenever they have like particle effects and like as part of attacks in addition to the attacks themselves. So she sort of is, flinging her pink like light show around whenever she's attacking anybody, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is I think she's the winner out of the three based on the information that I've seen that we're looking at. Yeah. She is the star of the medals. The fact that she's got basically a couple of extra lives. Oh, that's interesting. Like 9 lives in a cat, but 3. Yeah. Like she's. Like
wait! I just put this together now. The pink stuff is only when she's in rage, isn't it?
I think so. That's to show the effect.
That makes sense. So I wonder, do those particle effects? I maybe just haven't been paying enough attention. Are those particle effects not present when rage is finished?
I think we're going to have a longer lasting fight. I mean, let's not overlook the fact that we are on the 9th board. We're facing guys with well in excess of 150,000 health.
Yeah.
And she is mowing through them like butter, like a hot knife through butter. Mm. Yeah. She just did 500,000 of mostly basic damage in 20-something seconds.
Yeah. And so I think this is probably when we said earlier, right? If you can stack up a couple of these abilities, the fact that it'll last for the entire fight, really, if you're playing her right, having like a minute worth of this ability, it seems like it is enough to pretty much mow through whoever.
Yeah, I mean the preliminary gearing on her is the Astro Harness to protect her, because her passive gives her so much offensive potential. Soul Taker Sword to give her the unblockable chance because we're going to be focusing on basic attacks so much.
Yeah.
And combo under, please. I think she needs a little bit of health. Oh, actually, we don't want that. We want her to get knocked out, don't we? And the overpowered pill to max out her crit chance. And then it also happens to give her a bunch of stuff on the combiners.
We want her to not get knocked out here.
Well, God. We still got 2 guys. We want to see what happens. Oh.
Yeah, look, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Oh, yeah, but she gets, it looks like a little bit of health back, and there's that little effect. That's what I meant. Like, we're not actually going to have her knocked out here.
Right.
And then she can come in and
one more
get
time.
Those claws back.
And her Tegan knocked him out. That's all right. It was because it's the triggering of her cat rage, I guess, right? It does do a lot of damage.
Yeah, that was a weird effect. That, like,
so there's that little
cat
ghost doll.
Yeah.
So Master's Death Cut, let's get rid of it because we don't want the tag in to hurt it. Soul Taker Sword would probably be better because it would give her the unblockable chance, but we want to show her specials because we haven't seen her. But I think, to me, the ideal loadout would be Astro Harness, Soul Taker Sword, and the Overpowered Pill, because that would really, really do it. So again, what we're just going to do is generate more power so that we can just see what her special looks like.
Yeah.
Because I think that's probably the most interesting thing. Because we can all strategize about our technique for when we're fighting in multiplayer, but we can't take her into multiplayer. And we're actually going to be facing guys with gear, and then we could take advantage of the dark power. That would be cool. Oh, Crown of Krypton had that stealing. That one gear that was hidden that was never released.
Oh my god, yeah, we have to quit this game because we are reduced to 1 character.
Yeah, I gotta pay attention to that.
Yeah, and not being able to swap out is going to be a little annoying for this too. We're going to have to trigger a special 2 if we're going to manage this fight.
Oh, right. Now we'll be able to see if there's no animation, right? With the pink.
Oh, yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah.
That's actually coincidentally good.
She's the top of class. I mean, out of all the medals, she's the only character that I would be afraid of facing because she would get at least 3 cat rages when you're fighting against her in a team with Batman Ninja. She'd have her own when she tags in. She'd have each one when she tags in after she gets saved from KO by her teammates.
Yeah, that would be a minimum. Yep. Okay. Oh, so
no claws. Yeah.
But the particle effects are still there.
Yep. Now let's get Cat Rage on.
There we go. Okay, I like the way that the activation of it, if it isn't already there, is incorporated into her special too.
Yeah.
That
And
was pretty smooth.
Yeah, so, but we also see now that her special 2 does not cross.
Yeah.
Right? It keeps on hacking away at the no health, barely conscious opponent that's standing there. Okay, so I think we've, you know what? I think we'll be good for this week as a sneak preview then. Catwoman, we're going to use her for our P and C and Q and A and T as our background video, because we got to still clear the 9th board.
Yeah, so that'll be maybe a reason to watch. Not that we need to pull any more viewership away from our podcast.
Yeah, she's spectacular. Holy
she really
moly.
is. Yeah.
There's very few characters I think are game changing. If it weren't for the fact that she was metal and it's so hard to get copies of her, this would unbalance. Well, actually, you know what? It is going to unbalance the game because of all the hackers that are going to take it into multiplayer.
Which is unfortunate. That's not the way that we want the game to be.
Yeah, we do not want to be facing her. Seriously, like this is.
Look at that.
Yeah, at the danger of being ableist, this is crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of just visuals going on, what with the power drain and the pink claws and the particle effects when we're attacking, and then what's that shadow? What's that shadow being triggered by? I don't even know.
Which one?
The dark cloud that comes out of them after the.
Is that blood? Is that
orange.
ghost blood? Is that soul blood?
I don't know. Is it something to do with the same particle effect that triggers that like orange tint? Okay, let's just get knocked out again once more here, right?
Harder than it looks.
Harder than it looks, yeah. Or let's get not knocked out. Oh, there we go. Yeah, but you see that? That's a weird.
Hello, kitty.
That's a really weird visual effect. I don't know how I feel about that.
It's like it reminds me with the one paw. Reminds me of those little golden cats that you see in Asian restaurants. You know, the arm goes up, rocking up and down.
Yeah. There we go. It looks like we're gonna get to trigger that twice. Yeah, I think one of the problems with the ability is that you don't actually have a lot of health, so you do have to still manage when you tag back in.
Right.
Pretty carefully.
All right, so she's knocked out. Yeah, but seriously, this is just incredibly unbalancing.
Yeah, and I think one thing we can see with that ability is that I think its main use case is for when there's going to be a special hit, so a single hit that's going to take you from a decent chunk of health to no health, because when you're getting sort of just slowly scratched away at with basic damage, it's not going to leave you with enough health, the swap out, to be sort of particularly meaningful.
So maybe for a quick recap, I think, you know, she's probably the best of the 3 that have been released. Yeah. If there's anything that I'd consider overpowered, Cat Rage is it.
Yeah.
And I think Astro Harness is kind of great because it gives you the chance to tag in immediately and get the Cat Rage triggered for no cost, really. And it protects her from any entry hazards like Gaslight Batman or Arkham Knight Harley Quinn or even somebody with specials.
That's a very good point.
And if you put her on a team with Nightwing, then all of a sudden, when she tags in, she's also stealing power.
Okay. Yeah, so definitely a force to be reckoned with. And I really love, they are making a lot better use of their, I said this last video, I'm going to say it again, their animated character portraits are really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. I think that just about sums it up. Is that everything?
Yeah, this is number 2 of number 3. Next up will be Shazam. New 52 Shazam.
Go. Yeah, look forward to it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next time.
Komoda.